What if your browser became your AI assistant, having an integrated large language model like Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, or something similar? This would mean having your own on-device AI model at your fingertips without even having the need to be connected to the internet. Today, we are going to look into Gemini Nano, which is a game changer setting new standards in the world of AI. Stick around because you don't want to miss the demo with React. And make sure to subscribe to keep yourself up to date with what's happening in the world of AI and web development. So, what exactly is Gemini Nano? It's an on-device AI model that runs directly in your browser. It is available in Chrome version 127 and above, especially in Canary. This means no cloud dependency, ultra-fast processing, and an enhanced privacy, all while delivering top-notch performance. Let's dive deeper into the features that make Gemini Nano stand out. At the Google I/O 2024, a lot of versions of Gemini were announced. For example, Gemini 1.5 Pro with 2 million tokens and multimodality, which means it can take videos, audios, images, and text and can respond to our prompts in the context of all of them. They also announced the Gemini 1.5 Flash, which is lighter than the 1.5 Pro, but faster and more cost efficient to serve at scale. That one excels at summarization, chat apps, image and video captioning, etc. But we are interested in Gemini Nano right now. At Google I/O 2024, we got the news of Gemini Nano's integration with Chrome. Now, this one can provide real-time writing assistance and analyze our writing as we type, offering suggestions for grammar, style, and clarity. It can also enhance creativity, so we can just generate the text and content or just potentially help in brainstorming. I'm a really big fan of all of this. And it's safe and private. Because it runs locally and the data is not sent to Google servers, it makes all of us privacy-focused humans immensely happy. Now that you know about the Gemini Nano, let's see how you enable it. First off, you need to download a stable version of Chrome at version 127 or above, or you can download the Chrome Canary for the same version or above. Then you need to enable the Chrome flag that says enables optimization guide on device, and then set it to enabled bypass perf requirement. Then set the flag prompt API for Gemini Nano as enabled. Now you need to relaunch the browser, and once done, go to Chrome components and try to find optimization guide on device model. It might not show up right away. In that case, just restart your machine and wait for a while. I bashed my head for minutes because it just wouldn't show up for me. When you see it, click the check updates button and it will download the model for you, and it might take a while. Once the model is downloaded, you can just open DevTools and type window.ai.createTextSession to create a session, and this should work just fine. You can then take that session and run the prompt method on it to get a response from Gemini Nano based on your prompt's text content. And when you do that, you can see how quickly it responds. It's great, isn't it? Well, I just went ahead and created a React application that utilizes speech recognition and a text box to send the prompt to Gemini Nano, and here is how it looks. Alright, so this is a React application, but I will show you first the version of Chrome I'm using. So I'm using Chrome Canary with version 128 above. So this is what you should be using as well. Now for the React application, it's called Zubaan, which in Urdu means tongue. So this is an application that translates basically from a source language to target language, and I can provide the text via this text box, or I can use the microphone right here. So let's start with some English to Swedish. So here, for example, if I say today the weather is pretty nice. So it's going to translate this quickly into the target language, and the first time it might take a bit more time since it creates the session and then uses it for the first time. And there we go. Now we got the answer. So we can also say, for example, I'm planning to grow some cherry tomatoes this summer. So I'm going to also submit this, and you can see the answer here as well. Now I'm going to try the microphone. So let's go. I travel to commute by switching 2 different trains and maybe a couple of buses as well. And now you can see the answer from this as well. Now what's also interesting is that I'm using this via a very simple API. So if I go to sources and I go to ai.ts, I basically have 2 different methods. The first one is called translate text, and the second one is called summarize conversation. And both of them have a very similar signature. What happens inside is that I basically create a prompt for translation and summarization. So if you look at this, you're going to see that the prompt for translation is just this. We say translate the following into, and then we have the target language from source language, and I just give the prompt to it, and then I call the process prompt method. Similarly for summarization, which we are going to use just now, is the prompt created for this one is for both source and target languages. So I want the summary to be in both the languages. And for each of the language, which is source and target, I basically say create a summary of all the content source and translated in the language, which is the language, either source or target, from this JSON array. And then I basically provide the whole JSON array of the chat. So now that we have looked into it, let's try summarizing. And I'm going to put a breakpoint right inside the process prompt right here. So I'm going to put breakpoint right here. If I hit summarize, it will come here with this particular prompt. You can see create a summary of all the content source and translated, blah, 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 in language English from the JSON array, and you can then see the whole JSON that I'm passing right here. Now, the most interesting part is all I need to do for the Gemini API is two different things. I just need to use ai.createTextSession, which basically creates a text session for me. And then I just need to use this session.prompt providing my prompt, and this translates and gives me the result back. So I'm going to put a breakpoint here and let's hit play. And now it has come again. And now the prompt should have Swedish here, as you can see right here. So I'm going to hit play. And now you can see the first result that we have gotten is essentially in English. So here we have the whole summary. If I hit play again, now we've gotten the one in Swedish. So you can see it here. And if I hit play, it is going to go inside my console and I can see both of them right here because I just combine them and send it to console. Now this is super nice, but I'm just translating something here. Can I do more with Gen AI right here? Well, you can. In just the console, you can just create a session. So you can just create a session just like this, and then you can give it a prompt. For example, who made you? And if you try to do this, it's going to give you an answer pretty quickly. As an AI language model, I'm developed by Google. But the best part is that I don't even have to be online for this. So I can go towards network and make it offline. And if I come here again and try who made React, for example, and if I hit enter, you're going to see the answer right here because this is running on device. So it doesn't need me to go online, and I can not only just get translations, summarizations, but I can also brainstorm ideas and, do a lot more with my applications, even running locally or even with bad network connection. Now, before we end this, I'm going to also do something for my friends who follow me from Pakistan or India. So I'm going to quickly change this to online, and then I'm going to try to translate something from Hindi to English. I'm going to go here and select the source language from here, and I'm going to choose Hindi, and the target language is going to be English. And now here it goes. बहती हवा सा था वो, उड़ती पतंग सा था वो, कहाँ गया उसे ढूंढो. You can see we got the result right here. And if I hit play, you can see here we have the answer. Now, even though this looks really cool, and you will also get a lot of updates from Google for this model. So you can always just click check updates and it will download the latest model from Google. It is important to know that there are some issues with it at the moment because it's in an early preview program. So this is not probably production ready, or it should not be used where you should use Gemini 1.5 Pro or more sophisticated models. For example, if I just go here and try to summarize nothing, essentially, you'll see that it will give me an answer which would not make sense at all. So here we go. We did not have anything in the JSON at all. We probably provided an empty JSON and we have some summary. I have no clue where it picked it from or why it picked it from, but this is obviously the feedback that we are giving to Google, and a lot of other people who are in the early program are giving to Google as well. So these are the things that would be improved, but I want you to keep an eye out on the updates towards this, and also try it out. Try the React application out. You can find the link in the description for the code. And if you're using Canary, you can just experiment with it right away. Try different things with this and share the screenshots with me of what the Gemini Nano gives you as an output. I hope that you can experiment now with Gemini Nano. This is still an early preview and will hopefully get much stronger as it goes forward. I can't wait to see how this evolves, but I want you to try it out and share some prompts and the responses from Gemini Nano in the comments. I bet some of them would be hilarious. Now, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, happy coding. I'm going to see you in the next video.